What's going on, Scorpio? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Scorpio, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey because it's General Energy Weekly Spread. Yeah, it's just getting groovier there, Scorpio. I like that one. So I think that melody's here to stay. But with this weekly spread, Scorpio, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Let's get some tea and let's jump into it. Alright, Scorpio, your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Scorpio. So, Scorpio, I'm going to pull a few oracle decks from, just whole decks. Just pulling them, Scorpio. I'm going to pull, that actually be a great problem to have. I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we will get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? Thank you. And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested, Scorpio. And also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching as well, Scorpio. So hopefully you like them. Very intuitive group, very different kind of vibes that you'll get from each of them. So hopefully you like that, Scorpio. Well, let's get your first card here. Oh, look at that, which is the second card of Leo's, which is the Pioneer card. What you got cooking up there, Scorpio? Because with this card, this is a card of boldness, destination or bust, the cutting edge, long journey, trailblaze, true grit, challenge, navigating uncharted territory, resourceful, team, got your six, and unflappable courage. And with this energy, Scorpio, the energy that's coming through here is the resourceful. And so I feel like for some, if we've been, this may be a time for you that we may need to get a little resourceful. Maybe we find ourselves in like maybe you got let's say for example you're trying to, I don't know, maybe like host a I don't know, that's just again a block party just came to my head, Scorpio. So look at you. And maybe we're trying to figure out how we're not about to spend all this money to feed the block. Maybe they can make this like a smorgasbord type of deal, you know, where everyone brings, or like a potluck, and everyone brings their own kind of dish, and you know, depending on, maybe we're bringing something to drink, Scorpio, or whatever that's looking like. But maybe this could be somewhere we're like pooling resources possibly, or maybe for some others I'm getting very much a kind of maybe getting in a more kind of a creative sort of space when it comes to, I guess it's like how we accumulate resources, whether this be maybe for some with like a job, maybe we're thinking about not necessarily picking up like a second job, but maybe just getting more so like a side hustle, a little something to just bring in a little extra cash there. But, or this could be maybe even if it's like, let's say people wanted to get in like a workout routine, and let's say like, you know, there's not any gyms close by, or maybe we tried a gym and that's not our thing. Maybe looking up different stuff like on YouTube, or just kind of looking around, just, you know, finding different resources. Really kind of very Queen of Pentacles energy that's coming through here, Scorpio. And you know, that's, you know, I don't know if that's something that's talked about with Scorpios, but you all are, you know, being ruled by or being associated with the eighth house. You know, there is that tendency, you know, that they deal with like loans and like, you know, joint finances and things. So I feel like Scorpio, there could be something where maybe we feel like we're not so good with money possibly, or something, or just some sort of like maybe just resources in general. But you are more of a, savvy is a word that came to my head, but that's not quite the word that you're more resourceful, I feel like, than you realize, if you've been feeling this state of doubt or something along those lines. But let's get some tarot on this, get some details. Alright, Scorpio, let's see what we got here. Yeah, oh, look at all these lunar shenanigans. Alright, Scorpio. So you have the a small little reversal storm here. That's fine. You got the Eight of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and then the High Priestess in reverse here. And then we have the Moon upright, which is fascinating because it's... It almost feels like with the Scorpio that maybe for some, we may be... I'm almost getting a sense here of like that we're feeling almost like this lack of inspiration even for some. There hasn't been this anything that has maybe even like stimulated you like like emotionally or because with the High Priestess, where are we starting with this? With the High Priestess being here in reverse, I feel that there's something that has been if we've been feeling like we've been lacking a resource or something along those lines, I feel like intuitively there is a way that I feel you've been getting signals as far as like how to deal with this thing, possibly, but maybe it's requiring more, maybe more type of like monotonous work than what we're willing to do. Let's say, for example, it's like we're trying to start up a business, but it's taking maybe a little longer than we had expected, and it's like how are we going to get other resources, and it's just like maybe there's this reluctance possibly, to maybe start like get like a little like a part-time job or something along those lines, just to hold you over through this moon, maybe through a lunar cycle or two, until you get things a moving here. But it does feel like that I think I'm gonna get a little bit more with the High Priestess here, Scorpio, but it feels that there's something. Let me get a little bit more with the High Priestess before I get into that. Scorpio, let's see what's going on here. Interesting. Alright, Scorpio. So you have the High Priestess is clarified by her husband, the Hierophant, her soulmate. I guess they're such an intuitive pair. The Hierophant. Okay, let me tell you what's going on. You have the Hierophant, the Eight of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and then the Five of Wands to clarify the High Priestess here. And it almost feels like that there's something here, Scorpio, that's interfering with our resources. I mean, there's something that is either it's bringing conflict here, that's either preventing us from seeing the abundance that is around us, or that is literally like that there's something that's interfering with us. I don't know, making this sort of like connection here, or something with the High Priestess being in reverse. There's a need to either let something go, or that there's a game plan I feel like that's needing to be had here. But maybe this is something where I'm not sure if this could be like a relationship where maybe our resources are under the control of someone else, possibly. Maybe this could be, for example, maybe like a marriage where it's just like, we have joint finances, but it's just like one person kind of brings in more than the other, so it almost feels like that there's this, not necessarily a sense of like a power struggle, but that there maybe have been some things of conflict here. Maybe where this is getting to a state of, I don't know, maybe there's this criticism. But it does feel like that there's something, just with all this lunar energy too, it feels like there's something private here, Scorpio, that we're not, I'm not sure, is that's really kind of either bothering us. It's like it almost feels like, for example, if this was like a relationship, it's like, there's this energy of like saying like, oh well, you know it's like, that you're working and working and working and working, but there's always this need of more. It's never quite enough. It's always still like, very interesting energy here, Scorpio. But I do also kind of feel with this that let me just think I'm gonna move away from that, Scorpio. But for some others, I do also feel that if we have been, again, kind of been feeling in this state of lack of abundance and things. Maybe we've been criticizing ourselves as far as like, why don't we have X amount of dollars or this amount of things? And I feel like the Eight of Cups is, being aware of how that does affect you emotionally there, Scorpio, because yours is an emotional sign there, and you all feel real deep, and we're really in a state of really being mindful what we're manifest, with our thoughts, with our emotions, with our energies, with our, just being very intentional and being, and just noticing where there are areas of conflict where we can start cooking up some ideas of like how we're going to get to ourselves feeling back on balance here. Or and just thinking too with the moon can be like a, the Pisces energy can be like a card of deception and things, and this could be some of the stuff that we may be telling ourselves. It's just like we believe this stuff and chalked it up to be so big, where it's just like if we just hmm. You're very, very interesting energy here, Scorpio. Hey, Scorpio, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, I hope that made sense. That's some interesting energy there. Let's get let's get another oracle on this. Thank you. Let's see what else we got here, Scorpio. Interesting. Look at you, all this Leo energy here. Okay, so you got the first card of Leos, which is the Knight card. And with this card, this is a card of confident, heroic, messenger, fearless, assertive, passionate, fighting spirit, persevering, chivalry, honor, determined, obeying orders, brave, daring, strong, and champion of a cause. And the energy that's coming through here, Scorpio, is the obeying orders. And very interesting energy, because I feel that there is, maybe for some, it almost gives me this sense of like this. For some, it's like there's this type, like emperor type of, like in reverse type of energy, like this almost like authoritative. Maybe there's this energy of, maybe for some, this resourcefulness. Okay, that where, let's say for example, doesn't even necessarily have to be in a relationship. This could be in like a job. Maybe we're tired of feeling like someone else is responsible for our resources, so maybe we're trying to get to this thing of where we're following our own orders. We're doing things that fulfill us, so that we don't have to maybe keep stuff hidden, keep our emotions bottled up, or something along those lines, Scorpio. Something that will get you in this place where you can feel a little more kind of creative and be in a state of just like manifestation and just like creation and things along those lines, being fulfilled. More what I'm kind of getting here. But I do, yeah, it does feel like that. Yeah, if we've been, yeah, just been feeling that there, and I feel like that makes sense too for your sign, Scorpio, being that one of your rulers is, I mean, Mars doesn't like to be controlled either, but Pluto really does not care for that. Like, Pluto gets into that power energy, that type of that yeah, Pluto's no joke. And so I feel like, yeah, if we've been feeling that our sense of autonomy, or of authority, has been taken away from us, or it's not in the not in the way that we want it to be. I do feel like that, use that energy of conflict there to start cooking up some ideas. Let this stuff fuel you here, Scorpio, because you are in control of this destiny. Where you set your focus to. And I feel like for your sign, change, oh yeah, all day. Never, listen, change is not always easy, but I feel like for your sign, it's when we get used to the changes of life, and it becomes more natural, that evolution, when we, you know what I mean, Scorpio. Let's get some tarot on this. Alright, Scorpio, let's see what we got here. Look at that, feel and fulfill. Oh, but we got some trickiness to figure out first. So you got interesting. So you have the Six of Cups, the Five of Swords, and the Two of Wands in reverse. And then you have the Devil and the Ten of Cups upright here. And I do feel like that for some there is this sense of kind of breaking away from the what am I trying to say? Like breaking away from the mold or something along those lines, where it's like we're more so kind of being our more, like, if it's like you're like how we're talking about getting your autonomy back, and even like this, there's even this energy of this individuality that's coming through. Because just thinking about even just as a placement, Venus in Aquarius, that's a very very eccentric type of placement for the Empress to be. But Aquarius is about that uniqueness, and I feel like that there's this energy of, with the Six of Cups being here, almost like tapping into that. Because normally, Six of Cups can be being stuck in the past, with it being in reverse here. But this is giving me almost like a reflecting on that almost like that childlike uniqueness or something along those lines. Like there's like a drive here that I feel like that's trying to come through here. Like you kind of, again, like reclaiming your power, with the Devil being here. And this is something that's going to take some work to get to the state of fulfillment and Ten of Cups and things. But it's going to be rewarding in the long run. But it's going to be one of those things, Scorpio, that you're going to need to put the energy in and make that decision, make that choice. Especially if this is something that's you've been feeling for a while. That's something that's been needing to change. It's time to march to the beat of your own drum. And if this is, however this may be translating here. And I feel like to be careful with the Six of Cups, just thinking about how, because sometimes we could say, we can get in that mindset of just oh, I used to be so strong, what happened to me and blah, blah, and I don't want to, let me be more mindful. Not even because those, it's, the mind can be a tricky thing sometimes. I'm just thinking with the moon here, and even just Capricorn energy can be it can on the more kind of negative end, because Saturn can throw so many challenges at him. That can be very depressing sometimes. And I just feel that there is this, just being mindful of trying not to get caught in those type of spirals there, Scorpio, and getting fixated on the on those loops like that that may keep you stuck and keep you caught in this kind of moon energy. So all right, Scorpio, let's get your last card here. Actually, let's get some tea and let's get your last card. Alright, Scorpio, last little bit here. Nice. We got the 8th card of Virgos here, which is the Grapes card. With this card, this is a card of abundance, bearing fruit, harvest, fertility, merriment, prosperity, surplus, fullness, juicy, overindulge, tempting, goodness, plentiful, wealth. Enjoy the fruit of your labor. And the energies that are popping through here, Scorpio, I like that, are the bearing fruit and then enjoying the fruits of your labor. You know, I feel like that I do. It's filling up all your cups, Scorpio, and then reveling in that. You know, I feel like with this, what this grapes is saying. You know, like if we've been feeling that we haven't been. I'm not sure. It's like if we've not been feeling that we've been working towards our like whatever your Ten of Pentacles, or excuse me, and Ten of Pentacles too. You know, your legacy, you know, your dreams, your foundation, but also, you know, your wish fulfillment, your dreams and things. Like there's a big energy here of just like if you haven't been doing like working towards those things, like what can we do to fix that, you know, so that you are getting more of this more so kind of like this maybe for some, I feel like just considering too considering the High Priestess in reverse to the Hierophant, maybe there's this emotional security that might not be there maybe in some of our relationships here. And again, this doesn't have to be just in love. This could be in familial, friends, something along those lines. But you know, I feel like you are in a more, at least this energy is saying you are in a time of, and especially just even thinking about that with Jupiter being in Taurus, you know, in the opposite sign of your Scorpio placements, you know, you are in a place of choices, you know, whether this be relationships or situations, you know, and it's thinking about, you know, how this is leading to your abundance, this Ten of Cups, and then again taking the moments when we hit those milestones, and you know, start checking off that list, you know, celebrating that, and then making this. Yeah, it's just like really, it feels like making your abundant, you know, achieving your abundance of routine here, Scorpio. But let's get some tarot on this. Alright, last little bit here, Scorpio. Alright, that's right. We're working towards that Empress energy. I see you. So we got the Nine of Pentacles here, the Seven of Swords, the Page of Wands, and then Libra, the Justice card. Got a little Zodiac party here, Scorpio. And let's switch back over. Because with this energy here, Scorpio, I do feel like that you are in an energy of kind of accumulating resources here, both learning, maybe even learning some skills with the Seven of Swords being here. But you know, I do feel this does give me very kind of like Nine of Pentacles, where it's like we're coming into this more sort of like individual type of energy here, like really kind of coming into your foundation, making choices that kind of that lock down your like I feel like it provides this. The energies kind of give me that there is this sense of risk, or that there's this sense of like, it's a mix of like this risk and this excitement that maybe we're going about this thing, or at least that's what I feel that could potentially come if we were to do this thing here, Scorpio. But you know, the Justice card is definitely giving me this, you know, like kind of like a cause and effect type of energy. Like, you know, if we're working towards abundance, and you know, and manifesting, you know, creating things, and that's where we're gonna get back. You know, we're just like it almost gives you that kind of like Two of Pentacles vibes, where it's like we're really kind of working with the energies here right now, Scorpio. And I feel that there is a thing too with the Seven of Swords, and considering the Moon is here as well, that be mindful again of what we tell ourselves and what we're feeling, and that if we're telling ourselves that we're not abundant and all these things, then that's what's going to continue, is a lack thereof. And it's not that you don't want that, Scorpio. It's just like it's just being mind, just sometimes we can get caught in that, when especially when things start like happening and they start accumulating. It can get a little tricky sometimes to keep that harmony in like a tower moment, a hanged man situation, even like a moon situation, stuff like that. But I like this, Scorpio. I feel like this is really solid because, yeah, Nine of Pentacles, this is working. This is Venus and Virgo. And Venus is the Empress. The Empress rules over Libra. I mean, we're working towards it. And look at that. They even just thinking about that. That took me a second. You got Taurus and Libra here. So look at that. You're already an Empress. So look at that. I'm with it. Yeah, just... That's sick. So I think I'm gonna leave that there, Scorpio. That's really cool. So I hope you if you like that, Scorpio, if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up, and share this if you know someone who hasn't been feeling abundant, or maybe just been feeling like they haven't had control of their resources or something along those lines. Scorpio, that was very, very interesting what was coming through there. And then if you haven't already, there, Empress, subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified when I release videos each week. And then I'm on this meditation app, Insight Timer, and I started a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post positive affirmations, encouraging messages, things along those lines. And as it grows, I'm going to start posting different like healing music and guided meditations, guided affirmations, things along those lines, like overcoming with the devil, and mysteries with the moon. We'll think about that one. Connecting with the going void of course with the high priestess. That's one that's locked in. I gotta have a meeting with all these cards here and figure out what I'm gonna name this stuff, Scorpio. So check that out. And then lastly, look at you getting all these lunar shenanigans and having Cancer's ruler here. Not that you need it, but if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. It's lunar shenanigans all the time. Have you met Rhonda? It's a lot. It's a good old time there, Scorpio. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get you the prize cards here so I can get you out of here. A little more Libra energy for the win. You got the Four of Swords here, Scorpio. And with this card, I do feel like that there is this energy here of maybe needing to it feels like there's a need to pause and kind of to assess, like, where it's almost like where are our resources coming from. Like, it's interesting, and I feel like in not even just like financially, I feel like in all aspects, like where are we getting fulfilled, where are we finding like rest and things along those lines. Very interesting energy with this Four of Swords, but it's like it feels like that it's getting to this state of mind that you are just like how we were talking with the Justice. It's like you're bringing about your own abundance, and it's like because this is Jupiter and Libra, and it's like you're bringing about your own abundance, and not just that. It's like you're learning on top of that. It's not just like things are just like coming to you, Scorpio. Not to say that things aren't going to be just coming, but more so just like it gives me a sense of like you've put in this work, and it's like now we can kind of rest a little bit, because maybe with this, because you got the witch lungs in reverse here, and this energy, maybe for some it feels like maybe we haven't been feeling like we've been able to breathe easy, in the sense of like it's just like there's this constriction, or that this is like there's this just finding this sense of mind or something along those lines. Very, very interesting here, because the witch lungs is thinking about that, how we all breathe the same air and things along those lines, but it maybe for some this could be where, take it as it resonates, but maybe this could even be like, considering you got the Justice card here, the Hierophant, even just kind of looking at him, like maybe we're trying to bring about this sense of balance, maybe on a bigger scale, Scorpio. I mean, again, Pluto energy, that's power, that's leader type energy. Like, I mean, why not? You know, just however, whatever degree, you know, whatever that's looking like, just a little something that just kind of popped in my head, because that is interesting how what that normally kind of translates to. So that's interesting there with that witch lungs. But I do feel, you know, Scorpio, take a moment and breathe. You know, if you've and even if you've been, yeah, this very interesting. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. So you stay safe out there, Scorpio. Thinking about these resources and whatnots, and you know, getting. I feel like it's getting things in order here, and keeping your what you feel and what you want into consideration there. You raise your vibration to the roof. Find balance. You know, take moments and do make sure we are, you know, resting and giving our energies, our minds, and things some time to break, and bodies to relax and stuff. So, and I will catch you on the next one. Later.